The Arctic region around the North Pole is a place of unique features. Its population, its natural biodiversity, its waters and climate. This is what we learn at school in Norway. It is also a region of extremes, highly vulnerable to climate variations. Arctic landscapes and ecosystems reveal the hazardous impacts of industrial and human activities from around the globe. That is why scientists have been paying close attention to changes in the region. Changes are occurring at the surface, but the atmosphere is changing as well, revealing interesting developments. The troposphere, the lowest layer of the atmosphere, is where our weather system operates and surface temperature variations take place. It is where greenhouse gases drive the well-known phenomenon of climate change. The layer above it, the stratosphere, is also seeing change. That is where we find the ozone layer. The depletion of the ozone layer, a commonly known effect of human activity on the environment, has been putting humans and ecosystems at risk.
Ozone.
Hi Marisa, what are you doing here? This happening, it's better to walk away into the center. Do you have a plan for tomorrow? There's nothing, what's matter? Let's have a walk. Alright, what do we do? It's okay, I will leave after. Okay, but you pick me up. Okay. I have to go now, thanks. Okay, you're welcome.
Not bad.
Finally, we arrived. Yeah, we will with my friends. Okay.
Hey!
Hey, both of you, come here. That's your friend, Mark? Yes, they are. Hey, too.
I want to order first, but you can order. How about you?
Me too.
Okay. Marisa.
Just going to the toilet.
Wow, I see. What is your name?
Aisha, and you? Hey! Uncle, you've never been before.
Stop.
Don't let this happen to your planet. Presented by Science at NASA. Ozone stinks. People who breathe it gag as their lungs burn. The EPA classifies ground-level ozone as air pollution. Yet without it, life on Earth would be impossible. A fragile layer of ozone 25 kilometers above Earth's surface is all that stands between us and some of the harshest UV rays from the sun. The ozone molecule O3 blocks radiation, which would otherwise burn skin and cause cancer. On Mars, which has no ozone layer to protect it, solar UV rays strafe the surface with deadly effect, leaving the apparently lifeless planet without the simplest of organic molecules in the upper millimeters of exposed Martian soil. To keep track of our planet's ozone layer, NASA is about to launch the most sophisticated space-based ozone sensor ever, SAGE-3, slated for installation on the International Space Station in 2014. The ISS is the perfect orbit for SAGE-3, says Joe Zawodny, project scientist for the instrument at the Langley Research Center. It will be able to monitor ozone all around the Earth during all seasons of the year. SAGE-3 works by using the sun and moon as light sources. When either one rises or sets behind the edge of the Earth, SAGE-3 analyzes the light that passes through Earth's atmosphere. Ozone and other molecules absorb specific wavelengths that reveal their density, temperature, and location. SAGE-3 is essentially analyzing the colors of the sunset to track ozone, says Zawodny. It sounds romantic, but this is hard science. Researchers began to worry about ozone in the early 1970s, when University of California chemists Sherry Rowland and Mario Molina testified before Congress that man-made CFCs, a key ingredient of common aerosol sprays, could destroy ozone in the stratosphere. In 1985, researchers with the British Antarctic Survey announced abnormally low ozone concentrations above Halley Bay near the South Pole. our planet had an ozone hole, and it was rapidly growing. In a remarkable display of international cooperation, an ozone treaty was negotiated only 2 years later. The Montreal Protocol regulates the production of CFCs and other ozone-destroying chemicals. First signed in September 1987, it has since been ratified by every member of the United Nations. Because of this agreement, ozone is now on the mend. Ozone holes still open every year above the South Pole, but thanks to the treaty, ozone-destroying chemicals have either leveled off or decreased. At this rate, the ozone layer could recover almost fully by 2050. To ensure that ozone really is recovering, NASA has been flying ozone sensors in Earth orbit for decades. The first of the SAGE sensors rode to space on Earth-observing satellites in the late 1970s and early 80s. SAGE-2 data helped confirm the decline of the ozone layer and measured the effect of the Mount Pinatubo eruption on the stratosphere. A SAGE sensor on board the Russian Meteor 3M satellite extended the ozone record into the 2000s with higher precision than ever. Zawodny is eager to learn what SAGE-3 finds in the lower stratosphere over the tropics. The recovery of ozone there is tied to changes in greenhouse gases like CO2. Given what we know about recent increases in greenhouse emissions, it is possible that ozone in the tropics will never return to 1980s levels. SAGE-3 probes Arctic regions too. Using the moon as a light source, SAGE-3 can detect ozone during the darkness of polar winter where other satellites have trouble seeing. It's enough to make a hard-nosed researcher wax eloquent. Images of the moon and sun rising and setting are dramatic and spectacular. The interplay between the source of light and the environment delights the senses and stirs the imagination. The ability for SAGE-3 to turn those perceptions into something meaningful is a great pleasure.
Guys, yesterday I saw something strange fell from the sky. Maybe it looks like a meteor, a starlight, or even UFO.
You're right. Recently, that always happened.
That was because of ozone layer. What is ozone layer?
Ozone is poisonous gas. If it close to the ground and we heal it, it will damage our lung and burn our skin. We must stop that.
But how? Halo? Waalaikumsalam, Dad. Okay. Guys, I want to get a go now. Come on, man. Guys, we go first.
Wait, we will go home too, okay?
Give that girl to me.
You get back! I'll fetch that man.
Fine.
What do you want, bastard? And go to hell.
No way.
You again.
Wait for my revenge, Rio.
That's Rio. Let's help him. Rio, wake up. Wake up, Rio. Rio, are you okay? Tahu mana kedap. Nah, yuk.
Yes, I'm okay.
Actually, Severus will be serious about that project.
What do you want to do?
He want to destroy the ozone layer. By vanish our ozone layer, it will crash the land and we finish.
That's why we must stop him.
He was very amazing.
Yeah, I thought Rio could get collapsed.
I'm okay. I just exhausted.
Don't you act like you're strong.
I'm strong even if the hurt.